Greetings, Earth enthusiasts. If you ever wondered about the incredible perspectives our planet has to offer from high above, you're in the right place. I am Dr. Clive Coetzee, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this captivating journey into the world of remote sensing. Welcome. And please remember to like, subscribe to, and share this video. Thank you.
For now, our journey working with population data sets has come to an end, temporarily, not permanently. We'll return to our population data sets later on, but for now, we are calling it quits on our population data sets and focusing on a fourth, I think, important data set or data sets, and that is urban settlements or built-up areas or urbanization areas. So the idea is to get an understanding of the location of urban areas or settlements or towns or cities within your region of interest or within your country or whatever your specific study area looks like. So to recap, we've looked at nightlight intensity, and obviously nightlight intensity would indicate where built-up areas or urban areas or settlements are, because obviously you're not going to have a lot of lights in the middle of nowhere where nobody lives. So one can safely assume that where there's night lights, there are residential areas, built-up areas, population areas, etc. And obviously the same with population. Where there's population indicated via these population data sets, there most probably will be urban areas, etc., etc. So what we're now going to look at is looking at the physical building structures. Okay, so we're going to look at physically where there's built up structures, not necessarily where there's people living or where there's lights, although where there's a built up structure there most probably are people living and there are most probably some sort of night light, but let's distinguish and not conflict these three top issues or topics for now. Let's just focus on the build-up settlements, because you know we know there's lights, we know there's people. We want to know how many settlements are there. Is this one house? Is it two houses? Is it a big house? Is it a residential area? What are the underlying feature of these population and night light images? So that's really what we're going to look at in the next couple of video tutorials. So our journey is on remote sensing is proceeding with a focus on built-up areas or built structures or urban areas, town settlements, etc., etc. So there's essentially a couple of data sets similar to the population one. There's four that in general one works with. And the first thing that we're going to work with is the GHSL human settlement layers build-up grid. It starts from 1975 and it runs all the way to 2015. Unfortunately, it is about what's now 8 years old, but still it gives you an indication of build-up areas, and you can obviously overlay that with population 2015, for example, or night lights 2015 to get that correlation or alignment. But anyway, yeah, so the data supply is EJRC. There's a unique code or unique identifier that we use in our code editor to call up this image. And then obviously there's our bands. Okay, now the resolution is 38, so it's very high resolution, meaning small pixel sizes or small cell sizes, so it gives us a lot of detail. And here is the band name is built. Okay, so that's built is the band name, and then it will give you a number of values, 1 being water surface, 2 being land, no build-up areas, 3 build-up between that period, etc., etc. So values from 6, which is have this color, we'll see the colors, what that color is now, will be areas that have been built up from 1975. So it gives an indication of the growth or the expansion or the old or the new in terms of urban settlements within your region of interest. Okay, so there you can go further in the value up to 16. Okay, And if you scroll down, there is your trusted code to get going. Okay, you'll see there's the values 1 to 6 within the build band within that specific. So it's a single image. Okay, so it's not a image collection. Remember, image collection is multiple collections. This is a single image. That's why it says single. So there's only one image, and that image has its band called build, and within that build there is 6 values, minimum 1 and maximum 6. 6 is a value, as I said, from 1975. 1 is a value of water. So you simply use your inspector, you click on a particular area, it will give you a value which will be ranging from 1 to 6, and that will be described as whatever the description is here. Okay, so that is the first one, human settlement layers built up 1975 to 2005. It's unfortunately outdated, it's a bit outdated, but there is some value within this data set. The second one that we're going to work with is our global settlement layer 1975 to 2020-30. It's the same supplier, okay, same supply ECRJ. It just takes the 1975 with the previous one, which went to 2015, and it just expands it to 2030. There is the unique identifier, and you'll see this is a image collection, where this one is an image, a single image. This one is an image collection, so there's multiple images. You can see the resolution 1000, so much lower resolution than this one, which is 38 meters. This one is quite a low resolution, meaning quite far away. Pixel sizes are quite big, etc., etc. And again, it gives you a different. The band name is smod underscore code. That's it. And then 0, 1, 2, and 3 gives you in uninhabited areas, rural grids, are low density clusters, high density clusters. Okay, so that's what that 0 to 3 means. There's our trusted code. You'll see there is the min and the max value, which is 0 to 3. They just added extra 0 there. I think that's maybe a mistake. That should be just 3. And there's a color palette for that scheme. And you'll see there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that must be a mistake. And it's the degree of urbanization. Okay, up to 2030. So this is like a call it an estimate or a forecast for up to 2030 in terms of the degree of urbanization within your region of interest. Okay, so that's the second one. Then our third one is the World Settlement Footprint 2015. Again, it's a little bit outdated. Data availability 2015. It's from this service provider. There's the specific unique identifier of that data set. You'll see again it's a single image. It's not an image collection. It's a single image. Its band is called settlement. Okay, and it will have its minimum, maximum, and the pixel size is 10 meters, so that's again very, very detailed, and that will give you a value from 0 to 255, where 0 means there's nothing, there's no settlements, there's no urban areas, built up structures, and 255 it's a built up structure. So we'll go and visualize them now. Obviously, you can go into the description, and the description will give you more details regarding the specific data set. Okay, and then the fourth and the fifth one, remember we've got now the first one, the second one, the third one. Now in this case, open buildings, we actually have two scripts for this one, and I'll show you when we do the visualization in our code editor the difference between the two. But anyway, there's two of them. I'll give you the unique. There's unique, and this also never used to be in Earth Engine. It used to be a standalone, and I'm going to handle the standalone or the website where you can download the information as a separate video tutorial, separate to this particular video tutorial, because I think it's worthwhile and I actually use it quite a bit. So we'll go into the Open Buildings website, and we'll go and download the data for your specific region of interest directly from the Open Buildings website, not through Google Earth Engine. Similar sort of to Landsat or Landscan. Sorry, my apologies. Landscan, very similar. Okay, so Landscan Open Buildings, either download the data directly from the website, or for now you can use the Earth Engine. That's up to you. Okay, so there is the feature collection. Okay, so this is a feature collection, not an image collection. Feature collection is a whole lot of locations, the locations together. Okay, so there it is, and let's go to its band. It doesn't have a band per se. We'll show you now how this particular look like. So okay, so there is this particular data set. As I said, I prefer, it's up to you, but you can use it from the Open Buildings platform itself. I said we're going to have 2 scripts for this, each generating a different image and different options in terms of whether we can export it or not, etc., etc. Okay, so that's the 4 data sets, or the 5 data sets that 4 or 5, depending whether you classify this as 1 or 2. Let's say it's 2, then we're going to look at 5 data sets in terms of identifying build-up areas or build-up settlements or urban areas, whether it's town settlements, etc., etc. Okay, so that's the 4 Google Earth data sets that we're going to use. And again, I'm not going to use them as within the code editor as separate data sets. I'm going to all open them or run them as in one script, okay, as one project. Okay, so basically I just go to each one and I copy and paste, the script. Just go copy, and you open a blank script and you just paste it in. Okay, now when I open a blank script, first thing I do before I add the codes of the different data sets, okay, before I do anything of that, okay, so first thing I would do when I go and I want to work and I create a new project or new script, I go to my Trusted Earth Engine, I go to my code editor, and you'll see a blank editor will appear, or blank script will appear, project. Okay, not been saved, nothing, there's nothing. As a matter of course, I go to any of my old scripts and I would simply just copy and paste the first part, okay, which is the add layer, center the map, and clip tool. That's the first things I will do. So I will copy that in my new one, and I will go and add my region of interest. So in this case, I'm going with that as my region of interest. Okay, and then I'll make sure that the variable name and the variable in the shapefile or my geography name corresponds to my clip tool. Okay, so I generally prefer to call that ROI, and therefore this will also be ROI. So I normally do this as a standard of course, and then obviously I run to make sure there's no problems, and I save. Okay, so and then only once I've done this will I start importing the scripts or the code. Okay, so let's assume I've done that. You'll see there I've added my region of interest. I've called it table. Again, I prefer ROI, but let's leave it for table. And I add my trusted ad center. I add the ROI to my layers, center my map and my clipping tool. Okay, so as I said, that is always part 1, always first step. Obviously, run and save, run and save. Okay, you'll see it's already saved because it is blanked out. As soon as I make a change there, you'll see it opens, it activates itself, and now I can resave it. Okay, so please remember to save. So let's bring in the different data sets. So the first one I'm bringing in is this particular data set, which is the GHSL settlements layer build up grid for 2015. So that's the first thing I bring in. Remember, it's an image collection, so I basically just copy and paste the code. Okay, I simply just copy and I paste it in. Okay, so nothing different from what we've done already. All I do is I uh, add a clipping function. Now remember, I can either clip it using this particular code, or I can still go and say dot map open brackets and my clipping tool. Okay, so you can do that as well. So there's two different options of clipping it. So either clipping it as a clip or clipping it through using your clipping tool. Either one of the two should be fine. Sometimes, just bear in mind, sometimes the code requires the clipping in this format, and sometimes it requires it in the map clip format. So just use it as at your own discretion, but be mindful that there may be some warnings that you can't use it, and then depending on the code that you're running or the function that you want to perform, it requires it in a different format. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so there's my unique identifier. It's an image. I'm calling it BU. That's what I'm going to call it. Again, you can call it. Then I am calling its or selecting its band. Remember, its band is built. Let's have a look and see confirm. Its band is built. There it is. Okay, so then I'm clipping this image to my region of interest. So I call up the image itself. I specify the band that I'm going to use, and then I clip my image for my region of interest. There is my visualization parameters. Okay, there's my palette. We wanted to know what FFF is. We don't know what color that is because we've copied it from the landing page, that Datasets landing page. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, and let's go to any of these ones. I go to new layer, I go to this nut there, and I just paste my code in there, and you'll see it will indicate it's white. Okay, so that's how you know what the color is. You simply just go to your geometry import and you paste that color code in this particular square, and it will tell you what the color look like. Okay, now you can determine whether 6 will be white. 1, so let's go to this color and see what this color means. I go to my little nut there and I paste that value in. So 1 would be this sort of dark blue, purple blue color. So the purple blue going to white. So values that have that are white are built up from 1975. Values that are, what's this one again? Values, 1 is water, so that's why it's blue, etc. So there's the color. So that's white, etc. etc. It's not a very appetizing color scheme, but you can change it if you want to. Okay, so that is that. Then obviously we're going to add that to our layer, and then we're going to create an export. I'm going to export that image. I'm giving it a description, scale 30. I'm exporting it to my project folder within my Google Earth, Google Drive, and then obviously it's clipped for my region of interest. Okay. So our standard code. So nothing daunting, nothing serious, except remember to clip it, because in the code within the landing page, it obviously doesn't clip for a particular reason. So region. So you just need to build in a clipping function, and you normally clip it just before you go to your visualization parameters. If you're not interested in that visualization parameters, you can generate your own visualization parameters. Okay, just remember there is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes, so you have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. Okay, so the classes here, the colors, the number of colors must be the same as the number of classes. Okay, and remember your build up of your clipping could be using this clip function, or you're going to use it there as map.your clipping function, and then obviously we're going to export that image. So that's the first one that we are going to work with. Okay, so this will give us areas that have built up from 1975 up to 2015 in different color schemes. The next one is the same source, just a different data set within that source. Okay, and that is the one that projects it to 2030. So this one here, the settlements area to 2030 would give you just the degree of urbanization. Okay, so not the number of, it will just give you the degree of urbanization. Okay, so there it is. There's our, you see here, I'm just adding the clipped function there. And again, you can add it wherever. You'll see there, it's just whether you select it there, clip it there, it's all, you know, between that three functions and these two functions, you'll get exactly the same outcome. You'll just select the band and you'll clip it. Okay, just playing around with where the script is located, etc. But it's neither here, neither there. Okay, there's our visualization parameters. You see it's 30. Remember we have to, I think, make it 3. Remember we said that it. Okay, so again, there's your white, and whatever those colors means. Okay, so there's 4 classes. There was 4 colors. So the same thing, I add it to my layer. Now remember, your variable descriptions or your variable names must be unique. So you can't have the same visualization variable name. Okay, you see here, I've called this one vis params 1, and I've called this one vis params double S, and this one I've called vis visualization. So just always make sure there's no variables that are similar that have the same names. Okay, so where we were at, yeah, so and then we create an export function. Okay, what are we going to export? The urban. What is urban? Urban is in fact it must be S. The image must be urban. Why we shouldn't clip select, it must be S mod, because S mod is the band, so it must be S mod, not urban. So let's just change it there, and I'm going to export S mod. Okay, so that's the image with its code. Or yeah, or we can just the image itself. Anyway, let's have a look. We'll see now how it looks. Okay, then the third one that we're going to work with, see what they've add layer the image, so they add that image, not that image. Okay, so maybe, well, we'll have a look. So there's the third one, is the world settlement. This is this one, DLR, have a look, DLR WSF, DLR WSF, etc. We clip it for our region of interest. Opacity is 75. Now this value here comes from, if we go there, and it doesn't give you a nut there, but if you click on, let's say, another one of those areas, you'll see the opacity there. Okay, so that just gives you transparency, basically 75%. We can obviously take that out, delete it, that's up to you, or you can make it 101 or whatever. Okay, the background, it gives you a background color, and you use your visualization value, and then we add that to our map, and obviously we're gonna export it. Okay, so the code is a little bit different. It's a single image, it's a little bit transparent, and we give it a specific background. Now these two are nice to have. It is discretionary. Let's play around with it and see what it looks like. And there's our visualization. So in this case, it will be either be black or white, basically. Yeah, so, and then obviously we export, we add it to our layers to display, and we export it. Okay, so that is that 3. And if we run the code before we go, because I want to discuss the buildings in a separate video, because I want to also refer to its web page, its landing page. So let's for now just focus on these three. Okay, so remember there's the first one, which is build-up areas. The second one I've called it urbanization, and the third one I've called it world settlement footprint. Okay, and there's the codes to call them up. We clip it, we get to its band, we generate the visualization parameter, we going to display it as a layer in our maps, and we're going to export it. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's just deactivate all these other things, layers. Okay, so there's our region of interest. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, there's our region of interest. So the first one is this build up, which is this particular one, which indicates in colors the 6 classes, where blue is water, black is there's no built up areas. It's basically either vegetation or rural areas or dunes or forest or mountains, and then the build up areas starting from this color onwards being from 1975 to 2014. So let's have a look at that. So we activate that. There it is. Let's have a look. Well, okay, so there you go. So remember, black is there's no build up. Blue is water. Black is no build up. You can see there. So you can see the vast majority of this area. Let's have a look. Vast majority of this area is black, meaning there's no build up areas, either being vegetation, agriculture, etc., etc. So let's have a zoom in our built up area, our known settlement area. You can see the dark blue we set is water. Then we have got, remember the white was from 1975, and then the light blue, if we go there, the light blue being, yeah, so well, rather before we guess, let's just click on it, and then the inspector will tell us, come on, sorry, let's just delete these ones, delete. I'm going to go to my inspector, and I'm going to click that area there. Let's click it there. Build up is 5. Okay, so that's 5. So let's have a look at 5. 5 is built up from 1975 to 1990. So that's quite an old area. Let's have a look at this particular area here. Let's click. Let's go there. See what happened. That is a 3. So let's go. 3 is 2000 to 2014. So that's the latest, according to this particular data set. So visually, if you look at this, most areas are built up, have built up quite old. So it's quite an oldish town, but there are some newer additions to this town or expansion areas which notably around this particular area. There's obviously a river there, so it can't. So you'll see there's some places within the old town, inverted commas. Let's take that area there. If I click on that, that is 6. What is 6? 6 is this white built up 1975. So white till the darker grey is white is old, dark grey is new. So it gives you indication of, let's call it the age of the town. And where is the old part of the town, the new part of the town. Quite neat, quite interesting stuff. Okay, so that is that specific data set, this one here. Okay, let's have a look at the second data set, which is this one. Remember, that is now this one, which gives estimates to 2030. So let's have a look at that one there. Let's make it bigger there. Let's click on that one, untick that one. Okay, so that gives you, see, you can see the difference in resolution. You can see that. Remember, this one was like 10 meters or 30 meters. What was the resolution? 38 meters, 40 meters. So you can see how small it is. Whereas this one, the urbanization one, is 1000 meters. So you can visually see the difference in spatial resolution. Much lower resolution in this one. Okay, so let's click on this, make it bigger. So this is urbanization, which is code code 21. Okay, so let's have a look and see what code 21 is. Go there, let's go to code 21. Sorry, world code 21. There's 21. It doesn't say anything about 21. Let's have a look and see. Urbanization, image 1, SME code 21. Which is this one here? SDM 21. Where is the codes? Description, bands. Okay, so it gives it to 30. So that's where the 21. So it must be it must then be a value around the 2, which is low density clusters. Okay, so let's have a look at this one here. That value there is 23. Let's have a look at this value here. So they're all, there's nothing there. So according to this, there's nothing. How can they? Okay, 21. Let's have a look at this one here. 12. Okay, so 12 would be around the 1, which is rural grid cells. Okay. Let's have a look and see high density clusters. Do we have a high density cluster? Let's have a look and see around here. No, let's have a look. But you see, this is where the problem with the resolution comes in. You have basically a lot of different areas in one cell, which is not very productive. So according to this, most of the locations are within my regions are what they deem to be low density clusters. All the built up areas, according to them, are what they call low density clusters. But you can see again, most places there's nothing. Okay, similar with the build up. So similar to the previous one. Okay, and then the third one that we're going to do for now is the one where we're going to look at the world settlement footprint. So this is buildings itself. There's unique identifier. Remember, we've got some sort of transparency. It's going to be basically black and white, and it's going to be called human settlements area. And then let's open that. Let's decrease it and see what that looks like. I'm just gonna. Okay, so you can see. You can't see it from there. So here it is, as I said, it's basically black and white. So there we go. So it indicates, if I zoom in, let's take the after ROI. Let's have a look and see. It should display. It's gonna. It's not good displaying it without some background. And it basically maps as polygons these residential areas. You'll see now when it comes up again. See, that's so it maps these polygons, or it maps these urban settlements as polygons. So if we click on that one, for example, you'll see it will be a value of 255, and there it will be a value of 0. Value of 0. Okay, so it's either 0 or 255, which is, remember, in the code it's either 0 or 255. There's no in between. So it's either white, which means there is an urban area. So this basically maps all the settlement in 2015. So have a look. There's quite a bit of residential areas around this place, which is not mapping. You'll see there. Let's just delete this one. You can see there it actually mirrors up to 2015 urban settlements quite accurate. You can have a look there, except, you know, as I said, there is some locations, but remember this is up to 2015, so we can expect it not covering or capturing settlements or build up structures post 2015. You can see it captures urban areas fairly well. There's most probably a fairly new informal settlement being built there post 2015 that obviously is not covered. Okay, so that's the 3 data sets. Let's have a look. There's the 3 built up or settlements or urban, whatever you want to call it, data sets being displayed for my region of interest based on these scripts. So that's the three that I'm going to deal with for in this video tutorial. We're going to deal with the open buildings one in a separate video, where we're going to look at from using it within Earth Engine as well as using it within its landing page or its website, because as I said, there may be advantages of downloading the information directly from the website and not through the Earth Engine. But anyway, we will do that exercise in our next video tutorial. For now, thanks for staying or joining me for this journey in remote sensing. Please remember to like and subscribe, and stay tuned. The next one is around the corner, and as I always say, I'll see you on the other side.